Okay, so I've got the road sofa on the bike. This is it here. I think it looks fantastic. It really suits the bike. But I just wanted to show you what I look like sitting on the bike compared to the stock seat. I did a shot from out here with the stock seat and showed you my riding position, and that's what that looked like. As you can see, I'm sitting more forward, and if you actually look at where my feet are on the footboards, it's probably a good indication as to where the seat sits you, because the new road sofa Saddlemen seat does sit me back a little bit further than the stock seat, and it sits me a little bit taller as well, I reckon. So this is me sitting on the road sofa by Saddlemen, and this is where I want to put my feet, or naturally my feet fall with this seat. With the stock seat, I think I was just pushed a little bit more forward, and my feet were sort of wanting to be a bit more forward on the footboards as well. But with this seat, I sort of, I sit differently. With the Saddlemen road sofa, I feel that because my rear end is further back, I'm sort of leaning a little bit more forward onto the bars and just taking some of the weight of my upper body with the handlebars, with my arms. Whereas with the stock seat, I was sort of leaning back and my butt being pushed forward, and then I was sort of in a more of a reclined sort of position, which was also very comfortable. But I have noticed over the last few rides I've been doing that after an hour or two, I'm starting to feel that backrest on the stock seat pushing into my lower back a lot, and starting to get a little bit sort of uncomfortable with that constant pressure on it. Now with the Saddlemen road sofa, I'm sitting in a position where I'm not putting so much weight on the backrest. I can feel it and I'm resting against it, but I'm not pressing into it as hard as I was with the stock seat. I haven't done a long trip. This is the very first ride that I've done on the road sofa. I've just sort of come out for a little bit, and just to get some first impressions and get a feel for it. But I've got a feeling that over a longer period, this configuration, this setup is going to be more comfortable than the stock seat, Now I find the Saddlemen road sofa to be a very attractive seat. I think it looks great on the bike. I think going for the plainer stitch pattern was a good idea for me. I think it looks great. It's more like the stock seat in a way. It's sort of designed pattern-wise. The backrest is larger and sits up taller than the stock seat backrest. When I first put the backrest on, its standard position I didn't like, actually, because it hangs in a way that has the top of the seat sort of tilted forward and the back dropped in. But Saddlemen do supply a spacer with this seat, which is this piece right here, and that helps to keep the backrest more in line with the bottom of the seat and its angle. If you haven't put that in, I'd highly recommend that if you do get this seat, you put that spacer in, because in my view, it does make it a lot more comfortable. Now, I was thinking of even making up a little bit of a space here to kick this forward a little bit more, but after my ride here now, the first ride, I think it's going to be okay. I'm not in any rush to do that. Now I'm waiting for the backrest to come, the quick release backrest to come for my wife to test the seat. I don't want to put it on it just yet until we get that backrest, only because the passenger seat does sort of slope back a little bit, and I think she will be more comfortable having a backrest to lean on. When we ride two up, I'm going to remove the rider backrest so she's got more room. I think it'd be comfortable enough for me to ride this without that backrest, only because of the seating position for me, being able to lean forward a little bit and just put the weight of my upper body on through my arms onto the handlebars will, in a way, negate me having to lean against that backrest. And if I need to lean back, I can just lean back on her. Beautiful Sunday morning out here. You can hear the birds all singing and carrying on. Now, in terms of comfort, when I first sat on the bike and sat on the seat, you're like just in the garage, I'm thinking, I don't know, it's like my other Saddlemen seats. The first time you sit on them, you sort of think, I don't know if it's going to be comfortable, And but then you get out, and riding them is so different to just sitting on them in the workshop or in the garage. you've really got to get out right on to see what they're going to do. Because when I was sitting in the garage, I was thinking this section here across the seat would be too narrow for me. It's nice and wide here, but it tapers pretty quickly. And I know they do that to for shorter riders to make them more comfortable. Taller riders tend to like wider seats, and especially wider in this section here. But riding down here, yeah, you know what? It's comfortable already. Now it will wear in and it will break in over the next 1,000 kilometres or so. But that initial test ride, so far, so good. Now this is the heated Saddlemen Road sofa. So you've got settings for low, high and off for both the rider and the passenger. Yeah, so for comfort, you know, this definitely feels a little bit more cushy than the standard Saddlemen seat, but not by a lot. I didn't find it hard coming down here. I didn't find it soft. I was going to say it feels like a Saddlemen seat, and it doesn't. You don't feel like you hop on the seat and think this is going to be amazing, and you don't think, oh, this is going to be uncomfortable. It's just you just don't seem to notice the seat. You're just riding along and you're not even thinking about the seat. So to me, that's so important that if you're not noticing the seat, the real test is after a couple of hours. But even on the step up, after a couple of hours, I have to remind myself to ask myself, is the seat uncomfortable? You know, if you've got an uncomfortable seat, it's screaming at you that you're uncomfortable. With the Saddlemens that I've had so far, I don't get that. I just, I don't feel like I'm sitting in a lap of luxury, but after a couple of hours of riding, I haven't thought about the seat. So that's a huge win in my book. So what was the experience like fitting the seat on the bike? Well, I have to be honest, it was a challenge. It wasn't easy to get on.